Hello, you are in my kitchen and I'm going to show you the plyometric program I have developed for a college fencer, or college fencing team rather. So we would start with some ballistic warm-up, so ballistic stretching. That's my son. Yes, Charlie? I'll be there in a couple minutes, okay? Okay? Go sit down, play your game. So we're going to start with some ballistic stretching of the legs and the hips. So first we would be going down. So initially we want a light bounce and then up a little bit longer, then bounce back a little bit farther. So it's going to be a quick warm up for the plyometric day of the college fencers. And then we're going to do some rotations, ballistic rotations. Okay, here, here, same here. We're going to go up, down, up, up. Okay, again with ballistic, we're just trying to bounce a little bit because we are going to be doing a lot of jumping, since that's basically what plyometrics is jumping. Doing some research with a college fencer, one of the things I noticed was they are on their toes a lot, or rather on their the balls of their feet. So we're going to do a lot of things that require jumping forward, and then there's a lot of change of direction, both lateral and forward and back, so like on a sagittal plane and side to side. So one of the first things I have on there is lateral jumps, or ice skaters that I've called them. So we're going from side to side, again staying on the toes, where there's not a lot of room in here, and then the box, but again here, jumping to the side, really pushing off that foot here, and then changing arms to kind of create us a little bit of momentum. Then we're going to do some forward hops and jumps. Again, trying to stay on the toes the entire time, or at least on the balls of the feet. So we're jumping, 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 cushioning the fall with our knees a little bit, so it's not just a boom flat hit to the ground. Box jumps, and box here, here. One of the things I stress to my clients is to never jump down from a box. However, with plyometrics and for college, excuse me, I'm sick, college-aged fencers, I think it's safe to jump down from a box to immediately jump back up if that's what we're doing. So again, for box jumps, I have box here, hands are back, jump up, hips forward at the top, and then I would say start with jumping on the box, and then the next step in the progression would be box jump up, down, immediately rebound back up. So we'll try that here. Down, down, jump, down, jump, and so on. So that would be the next stage of that progression of box jumping. Again, I don't always recommend that for people, but on this case study I would. Let's see here. I have box jump overs, so this would be the final step of that progression. I'm not going to do it because I don't trust myself in the kitchen barefoot, but what I'm doing is same as a box jump, jumping up. However, I want to land on the opposite side of the box. Excuse me. This can be done with little hurdles to start, but eventually we do want that big jump with very little in between. One thing that I felt that could be added to a fencer's program is a one-legged box jump. Again, this is a more high-level skill, but what I notice fencers is almost similar to boxing, is they're on their toes a lot and they're back and forth trying to find an ideal position. So I feel like training each leg to be a box, to have that explosivity with a one-legged box jump. Here we go. Hopefully I don't die on this. And up, and here, left leg, and up, and back down. Cool. Okay, and then the last one I would say are sissy squat jumps. I don't know if there's another name for this. I just kind of took a sissy squat and turned it into a jump. I would use hurdles as opposed to like a box that I have here. And so for those of you who know what a sissy squat is, it's doing a squat that targets your quadriceps. Here, I have to use this, so you're up on your toes, and then coming down. Typically you want to be leaning back to really target those quads. However, that wouldn't work well for a sissy squat jump. So what I would say is If it's someone who's not very balanced, which on a college fencing team they should be, we're going to go here. Like for me, for example, I'm not on a college fencing team, so I'm going to come up onto my toes here, up onto my toes here, jump, and try to land in that same sissy squat position. Again, I would lean back a little bit, jump up, and again, it's like ballet dancing almost. So those are the movements I've chosen for my college my college fencing team. I like those movements because minimal equipment is required. Most gyms have a box. And if they don't, they probably have hurdles. And if you don't have boxes, stairs will work just as well. But yeah, so with the plyometrics program, I would run this as like a hit style. And depending on what we're targeting and where we are in the season, I would say, as opposed to repetitions, I would do 20 seconds of work, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds rest, Tabata style, and then eventually work them up to 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, and then lastly in the conditioning phase I would have 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and then ideally you would kind of check in with your athletes and see how they're doing. I would say each step would have 5 sets per repetition, 5 sets per exercise. So let's say we're far in the program, you'd be doing about 5 minutes at each different exercise. So in my opinion, that's plenty of time for plyometric programming during the day. Again, you would pair this with something else along with their skill training or team training. All right, thank you.